being ordained, going back home, and then the first Mass at Christ our King the next day in reception, then in the evening a reception, and then just a couple weeks before I was assigned to Georgetown, Delaware, St. Michael's. It's interesting, St. Michael's and 27 miles away, St. Anne's Bethany Beach. So Father Fowler and I were together. It was a summer assignment, began in the summer and ended in September. And I really loved it. Every other week I was in Bethany, then I was at St. Michael's in Georgetown. Then, in the middle of September, I was sent to Corpus Christi, Ellesmere, as assistant. Also, nodding the letter was, "You'll be in the high school." Isn't that fun in the middle of September so I was both counselor and religion and freshmen, sophomores. And then I was assigned very unusually to Pocomoke City, Maryland as pastor. They're trying to get some younger people, and of course that's way down there, but I loved it. And after my actually 6 years down there, I came back to Corpus Christi as pastor. Holy Rosary, and then down in Perryville, Good Shepherd, again with 3 churches and a school. I stayed 11 years there, and then there was a lot of different changes, and I came to Rehoboth and spent 13 years there.
Was down in Salisbury, and of course, I'm not from Delaware or the Eastern Shore, so I'd never been to Salisbury before. And I remember them asking me, would I be willing to take an assignment below the canal, an expression I didn't even understand at that time. And so I said, well, I had never been there, so why would I not? And I enjoyed it very much. It was, in those days, you had a 5-year assignment. So I was 5 years there, and Father Charlie Brown was my second pastor for about a year. And then from there, I went to St. Elizabeth's for 1 year with Father O'Brien, and then from there I went to Elkton, Maryland for 3 years. And then from there I was assigned 2 years to Corpus Christi, and then I returned to Elkton as pastor. And I was there for 9 years as pastor. And then in 2002, I was assigned here to Holy Cross, and I was pastor here up until 2 years ago, or 18 months ago.
Actually, I was very fortunate. I really got all the assignments I wanted, which is very strange. I was here for 5 years. Danny Garris, my classmate, was over at St. Mary Magdalene, so I knew some people there. So when he left, I went to St. Mary Magdalene. And then after that, Monsignor Lemon was the vocation director, so I was going to be an associate vocation director to learn the trade, so to speak. Well, he left, and I became the vocation director. So I did that for about 5 years. And I started the permanent diaconate program in this diocese, which was very nice. And then after that, I went to St. Mary's the Assumption. And I was there for 11 years at St. Mary's the Assumption, which was very nice. When I went there, we had like 600 parishioners. When I left, we had 2,000 in Hockessin. So then I went to Christ our King, and I asked to go to Christ our King. And I went there, I was there for 9 years, I guess. And then I knew I had one more assignment now because I was going to be 70. So then I asked to go down to Perryville, Maryland. And I was down in Perryville for 6 years. And that's when I retired.
The Franciscans were very loving and caring, and I always had the idea, motivation to help others. That was my motivation, really, I think, getting into the priesthood, that I get to help other people. And I got ordained, and I taught, and then I said I came to Wilmington, and then I came Corpus Christi, and I came here, and I went to Holy Child, and Holy Child was a completely different parish. And I was there 5 years, and I thought I have to get in. So I created a nursing home ministry. I took a survey of Newcastle County to see the need of a chaplain. So I used to visit 13 homes a week, and I had Mass every day in a nursing home. Then I used to help out on the weekends. I'd say 2 Masses most of the time, Saturday night and 2 on Sundays. I'll be down in Galena and all these different places. There's only about 6 parishes I haven't said Mass in.
I'm retired. I'm just assigned to daily Mass, usually once or twice a week, and then either Saturday night or Sunday morning Mass. The rest of the week is kind of my own. Now, before I had my hip replaced, I could go out and ride my bike for 15, 20 minutes and walk my dog. But I can't do either one of those right now, so I'm really adjusting to some limitations. But just sitting back, relaxing. Going fishing, I used to like to do that a lot. But I don't do that much anymore either.
Well, I really have only gotten into retirement I would say probably the last 8 months, because I've had spinal operations and I've been recovering and that type of thing. So it's only recently, within the last 8 months or 6 months, that I have really kind of got into retirement, because I've been able to help out. I've been able to do ministries, not only here, but in other parishes. I've continued my ministry in terms of counseling and spiritual direction in the rectory. So that's, it's a rather nice life. I enjoy being in a parish, either here or at St. John's in Milford or at St. Bernadette's or wherever I've been, just having I would call it a luxury of preaching and being a priest and celebrating, and without having to be concerned about leaking roofs and light bulbs out and problems, you know. So it's kind of nice just being a priest, you know, I'm enjoying it.
And then I went to live with Father Gers at St. Thomas's for 4 years, because I'm 4 years older than him. And then he retired, so then I was the administrator there for a year, and then then I came back here at Holy Rosary, which is very nice. It's sort of the full circle.
Retired Bishop Saltarelli he wanted me to retire when I was 75. I said, well, another year I was going to celebrate my 50. He'd let me go, so he let me go another year. And then I had signed up to go to work at chaplain at St. Francis Hospital. He said, I don't want you to do that. I said, well, I've already signed up. So I worked there for a couple of years at St. Francis as chaplain. And since then, I've been on my own. Well, I help out on the weekends and everything, and funerals. Between here and Corpus Christi, I could almost have a couple of funerals every week, you know. And last year I haven't, but before that I did. And once again, I was helping people, and I was helping myself. I always went to the luncheons, the receptions. You saw people, and people talked to you. When you're up at the altar, you're like a statue. When you're meeting with people, you're down to earth, and then they say, well, geez, he's human, you know, we'll talk to him, we need help. And so this has been really my whole mission, really, in life. And still now, it'll be the way till I kick the bucket, as I use the expressions, you know, until the good Lord calls me. And